Hi, my name is Josh Nelson. I'm the Assistant Athletic Director for Sports Health and the Head Athletic Trainer. And I want to take the next few minutes to provide you with some NCAA updates on the COVID-19 virus and Limestone University's response to the virus. First thing I want to go over is the risks associated with COVID-19. Now, it's true while young adults are less likely to become severely ill from the virus, there still are potential impacts to their health. The COVID-19 virus has been shown to have some cardiac implications for college-age athletes, specifically an inflammation around the heart called myocarditis. The only way to rule out myocarditis is anyone who's tested positive for the virus will have to undergo a cardiac screen under the supervision of a doctor. That cardiac screen could include an EKG, an echocardiogram, and some blood work to rule out any cardiac complications. As research is constantly evolving, the full and long-term effects of the COVID-19 virus are not fully known, and there may be future risks or complications that are discovered. Limestone Athletics has an insurance for athletic injury only. It does not cover COVID-19 testing or treatment. The international insurance that Limestone requires all student athletes from another country to purchase does cover COVID-19 treatment and testing. It is highly encouraged that you look at your private insurance and find out what type of coverage you have in terms of COVID-19 treatment and testing. If you do not have a private insurance that covers COVID-19 related medical expenses, you will have to pay the expenses out of your own pocket. The next thing I want to cover is the risk classifications for each sport. The NCAA COVID Advisory Panel and the American Medical Society for Sports Medicine. The categorization of sport is based on a consensus statement from the NCAA COVID-19 Advisory Panel and the American Medical Society for Sports Medicine COVID-19 Working Group, and on the probability and significance of respiratory droplets spread through vigorous exercise. The low contact risk groups are golf, tennis, track and field. And the medium contact risk groups are acro and tumbling, baseball, cross country, and softball. In the high contact risk category are men's and women's basketball, field hockey, football, men's and women's lacrosse, men's and women's soccer, men's and women's volleyball, men's and women's wrestling. How is Limestone complying with the NCAA resocialization of sport, developing standards for practice and competition? Limestone University will follow all federal and state guidelines for facility usage and large gatherings. Universal masking by both students and staff at all times. That includes when at practices. All athletes will be required to mask when feasible. That does not mean you have to wear a mask during active participation, but the minute you come to the sideline or are removed from a drill, you need to place your mask back on. The athletic training department will be sending out a daily COVID-19 symptom screen via Teamworks. That symptom screen needs to be done by noon each day. If you fail to complete that survey by noon, you will be removed from participation for 24 hours. Temperature checks will be conducted at the athletic training room, weight room, and compliance office prior to entry. Meeting with the athletic staff by appointment only. That means the athletic training room, compliance room, and equipment room. Strength and conditioning will utilize both indoor and outdoor training spaces to ensure proper social distancing. Testing. Limestone University will test all individuals who show signs or symptoms of COVID-19. In addition, we are surveillance testing 25% of our athletic department population every 2 weeks. We will be pulling 12.5% of each roster randomly every week. This form of testing allows us to track the presence of the virus in our campus community, and to be able to make adjustments to our policies and procedures based on those reports. Limestone University's response to a positive includes isolation of the positive case, contact tracing and quarantining of all high-risk contacts, and we will follow the CDC guidelines for isolation and quarantine time periods. Limestone University has developed a phased return to athletics. The first phase, in phase 1, we had no athletic activity, and the goal was to allow students to re-socialize to the new campus normal, getting used to the changes in classes, in the cafeteria, and campus life. In phase 2, we started 4 hours of team lifting per week. The group sizes were limited by the square footage of the space to allow for adequate spacing. In phase 3, we continue the 4 hours of lifting, but we'll be adding 4 hours of on-field activity with the coaches. Students will be kept in working groups, and groups will remain separate from each other. In phase 4, we will resume full